Well, following President Trump's announcement of a blanket 10% duty on all imports and a 145% tariff on Chinese goods, the S&P fell more than 10%. It was the worst week on Wall Street since the COVID-19 recession back in 2020.
And now Americans are bracing for higher prices on a wide range of consumer goods. In a nationwide three-day poll by Reuters, 57% of the 1,000 people who participated said that they oppose President Trump's new tariffs. 73% of respondents said that they thought prices in the next 6 months would increase, and that's for items that they buy every day. And for example, here at home, many people have said that getting prom and wedding dresses have become more expensive or harder to find. While the president argues the tariffs will ultimately benefit Americans, UC Santa Barbara economics professor Peter Ruppert tells us the tariffs are doing more harm than good.
You would be hard-pressed to find an economist who thought tariffs help. Tariffs do nothing but hurt. They hurt consumers, they hurt businesses. The reason we trade is because other countries can do things cheaper than we can.
And Ruppert says it is too early to definitively link rising grocery prices to President Trump. He does say the tariffs are beginning to impact imports on goods like avocados and steel-based goods.
And let's take a look at how prices have changed during President Trump's first 100 days. The price of eggs has increased by nearly 17% over the first 3 months of 2025, mostly impacted by a widespread outbreak of bird flu. The price of meats, poultry, and fish jumped a little more than 1% in the last 3 months. Gas has dropped almost 8% and gone down more than 10% compared to the same time last year. Well, let's turn to our guest now for some political commentary. Former State Senator Hannah Beth Jackson provides the Democratic opinion.
And former Santa Barbara City Council member Dale Francisco is providing the conservative opinion.
So we've got tariffs, federal cuts to food banks, and rising grocery prices. President Trump has said there's some short-term pain. Do any of you see long-term gain? We'll start with you, Hannah.
Well, none of the key economists in our country and worldwide think there's going to be long-term gain. This is a totally bonehead move by this president, creating chaos throughout the world, disruption in our food supplies, disruption in our services, disruption in the entire world of international trade without any justification. The key economists are shaking their heads. They are just in disbelief as we watch both locally and around the country the prices going up, companies expressing concern about whether or not they're going to be able to do business. You know, business requires certainty. And all these tariffs have created greater uncertainty. It's a bad decision, it's a bad movement, and the prices are going up. They are not going down.
Okay, Dale?
So what the whole tariff discussion is really about, when it comes down to, is China. And once upon a time, Democrats like Bernie Sanders and Chuck Schumer used to call for higher tariffs against China. The Biden administration kept the Trump tariffs from the first Trump administration. And if anything, we need to work harder to stop China's cheating in world trade and bring manufacturing back to the United States. We are too dependent at this point on China. And we saw that during COVID when we suddenly found out, I never knew how much of our drugs, pharmaceuticals, were manufactured in China. That's insane. So this is not going to be easy. It will undoubtedly be painful because of the way our economies are intertwined, but we have to do this.